Welcome back to the North Mason Help Desk. I'm your host, Adam Brownwell, and today we'll be taking a look at Padlet. Let's do this. Before I show you what you would have to do to make a Padlet, or what even a Padlet is, I would like to show you a few examples of what you can do with Padlets, and then I'll get into it because it'll be easier to understand then. So here is what I would call a world map. It doesn't have everything on it. I just put a couple of them. This needs to get moved over this way. But essentially, a Padlet is like a workspace that you can do online and then share with your friends or family or whatever you want. And some things you can do with Padlets is link things. So here, I wrote a document on what's a Padlet. And it'll load. It takes a second. And this was written on Google Docs. You can just link your Google Docs to here. And as you can see, Padlet is an online workspace where you can create fun, interactive things, whatever you want. If you can imagine it, you can probably create on a Padlet. And you can put your own images in here too, so it's pretty fun to use. Alright, so that's something you can do with a Padlet. If you want to link world maps and stuff, you can do that. Or you can make descriptions of certain spots in the world. So like here's Alaska, and then it's an entire page on Alaska. You just link it there, and then it'll load it in. Alright, we're going to click the home page. It takes a second to load. And you have to click it just in the middle. Alright, and another thing you can do with a Padlet, this is a little buggy because I didn't quite finish it, but you can make a chessboard. Now, I was lazy, and I didn't put borders, so instead I just used pre-made images to make the borders, but you could actually, put in your own borders for this. But alright, so here's a chessboard. You can put your own images in, have chess pieces, and you can technically, online, link this to somebody, and then you can play, and then they can edit it, and you can edit it, so they'll be like, here, move here, and then on their screen they'll be like, move there, or whatever they wanted. Alright, so now, let's get into making a Padlet. So, it's pretty easy. You just see this new Padlet button, you click it, and it'll just create a Padlet. And it takes a second, and then you go down here, click modify this Padlet, and the first thing you want to do is put a title, obviously. And then you can make a description if you want to. And then you could just start adding photos. And then you'd be like, wait, why is it a bare screen? You go over to wallpaper. You can add your own, or you can just use pre-made ones, and you can just load them in. Now, as you notice, it's zoomed in really far, but after you click that, it zooms out. So, if you put any posts on here, and they get squished together, don't freak out. They'll go back to their normal spots after you click out of this. So, after you modify your Padlet, you can do crazy things with it. As you can see, there's a lot of presets, but you can put your own stuff in here, your own pictures. And then say you wanted a timeline, you could put like George Washington, he's the first president, and the next president, and the next president. And then put the dates and stuff if you wanted to, and make it side scroll, and then link that to your class, and then they'll see the timeline. Now, the next thing you should probably do before you get too into your Padlet is go to the privacy, and you might want to make it password protected, or you can leave it on hidden link. But on hidden link, you can just link this to anybody. If they have the link, they can get into it. Password protected, they need a link, and they need to enter a password. So, and you can change how they can edit it. So like, just can view, can write, and can moderate. Can write just lets them double click and say hi. And enter, and leave it at that. If you want them to be able to moderate it, then that means they can literally just go over here and delete your stuff. So you only give that to your friends. Now, speaking of these text boxes, you should do a few, just to test them out. You can say, like, hello. And then down here you can add media, whatever media you want, and that's how you link something. So, right here, here's a few things that I've linked. You can just link it, click submit. It'll say, does it look good? And you can say, okay. And you can click it, and it'll work just fine. When you think your Padlet is ready to go, and you think you want to export it and share it with your friends, come over here and you click the share button, and you'll notice you can do a lot of stuff with it. You can share it through Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all these things. Or you can export it as any of these type of documents, like an image, PNG, JPEG, a PDF, Excel, etc. And then you can share it to your friends through there. So if I share with Facebook, well, it can't log into Facebook right now because of internet problems, but it would bring up your Facebook, ask you to log in, and then it would just share with whatever one of your friends you wanted to. It'll give you a list of your friends. You can also share it through email. So if you wanted to type in someone's email, you could do that as well. If I was not thorough enough and you need more help, please email me at brownada@northmasonschools.org. Thank you for watching.